solstice evening here at Daytona International Speedway. And it's been an exciting past few weeks in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Urbane has also won 2 straight here in this series as well. You got to watch a nice truck race from Daytona. Urbane got third in that race. Where did you get, Hunter? And Hunter got fourth in that race, while Carson Baker went on to win. And Urbane's going to look to make it 3 in a row here at Daytona. In the Truck Series, he is 2 stage wins or a race win away from clinching the regular season title with 4 races to go in the regular season. And with 12 races to go in the regular season here, it's going to take a few more wins before he can start getting into that clinch scenario. Around race number 21 to 20 is where we can start talking about that race clinching scenario for the playoff, or for the 1 seed in the playoffs. Looking to increase his chances here tonight. It is time for the Simply Orange 250, though, from Daytona. And we hope that some of you that watch that truck race tune into this one, because this one's going to be just as good as a race. Hunter McKinnon still looking for that very first NASCAR Xfinity Series win. He has not gotten one yet. And welcome to the broadcasting booth. I am Adam Salamander, and with me is Michael Cartrip. And Michael, it has been a crazy season so far. It's kind of hard to believe we're almost to the playoffs. Right, we mentioned just 12 races to go in the regular season here. What do you think the standard is for these drivers over these next 12 races? You saw Brandon Brown win 3 weeks ago during All-Star Week at Richmond. He's in the playoffs. He was in a must-win situation. What do you think these cars that are in must-win situations need to do here? I agree, and here we go. We're racing in the Simply Orange 250. And this is exactly why I did not mess with the setups on my car, because look how fast I am in this race compared to the last one. As we got Joey Logano running the 22 in this race. He's doing double duty this weekend, and he lost by half a car length to the leader of this race in the Cup race last night. Looking for a win this weekend and some revenge. Meanwhile, the 24 looking to take out some stress after that last race. Or is he? He didn't appear very mad, did he, Michael? I don't think he appeared mad after that race. Yeah, honestly, and we talked to our pit reporters talked to him before the race, and he says, you know what? That's that race. I'm on to this race. We got a good finish. We're in a good spot to get that 1 seed in the playoffs. That's the kind of driver I like behind the wheel of a car. And the caution is out on lap 1. Here we go, Hunter. It's going to be crazy. And Michael, as you heard the teammates communicating there, we might be in for a crazy race here as well. I don't even know how many cautions were in that truck race. We got to see the big one at Daytona in the truck race. We got to see it last night in the Cup race. Urbane, unfortunately, was the cause of that one. And he definitely admitted fault for that one. Yeah. And you know what's crazy about that Cup big one is none of the drivers that were involved appeared to be mad. You know, it's in that scenario, what actually happened is Urbane was running side by side with Larson as we get the green flag again here. And he caught the apron and came back in the track and put himself and Larson into the wall. And that sent Urbane back below the line, shot him back up the track. He got into his teammate Chase Briscoe, spun him out. That also caused Urbane to go up the track and spin out Daniel Suarez and eventually himself. That's what triggered that wreck. Urban said that was on me. I should have been a little more careful while running side by side with him in the turn. But also at the same time, I like a driver that admits guilt. But at the same time, you know, sometimes stuff just happens, right? I mean, you catch the apron, and your car gets out of control. I mean, you can try to save it, but if you can't save it, you can't save it. And there's a huge wreck at the back. Is that the mini one? I think that's the mini one at Daytona. In the tri-oval, that is the most dangerous part of this track. Fun fact, Mr. Car Trip. The shades of the movie Cars. That's why we're using the last name Car Trip. How about this? The Team Urban cars positions 1 and 3. How about Joey Logano up there early? And he put some pressure on that 24 for a minute. This 24 car, he's no matter what series he's competing in, he's good at this track. It showed in that truck race that he is good at this track. Just because you're the best doesn't always mean you're going to win, though. And that is another thing that we learned from that race, is there's a lot of lag in the back there. Joey Logano has some pressure on the leader, but the leader extending his lead, and since we didn't get to see it at the top of the broadcast, 30 laps here in Stage 1. The race is 100 laps total. As McKinnon looking to get a run here, maybe to go challenge his boss for the lead. This is some good racing here. Minus the few cautions we've had early. Now, technically, this half of the season was originally supposed to be over on NBS TV. Yes, it's the knockoff NBC. But a new TV contract that started at the end of last season with the last 4 races has us broadcasting every Xfinity Series race this season, from the season opener at Daytona all the way to championship weekend. And that was insane back there for Hunter McKinnon for a minute. Michael, I gotta say, man, I don't know if I'm liking how crazy this race is getting already. Yes, there is, but look at this 24 out front. And we are 10 laps in to the Simply Orange 250, and we're going to take you side by side. You won't miss a thing. Not the caution as soon as we go to commercial. Actually, I'm going to wait to do that because I want... instead of pitting right away, I think we're going to start waiting to get a little more pace in the race. Not just me either. It's the fact if any of the cars get up there and sweeps the stages or wins. Yeah. Gotta be careful, bud. You can't go below that line to advance your position. And was that the big one at Daytona? No, we're still green. Well, I kind of threw a block too. That was on me a little bit. But make sure next time you're going to do that, make sure you at least tell me. That way I don't throw a block on you. You know, that spot I just ran over down towards turn 3, I think that is where Juan Pablo Montoya hit the jet dryer at in 2012. And if that is cool if they added that detail into the game. I like when video games pay attention to detail. I want a game with more realistic damage, though. Like, if my hood should be folded, like the front end of my car should be folded completely off a wreck, that's how it should be. It should be an IRL crash, essentially. If I spin out and smack the wall at 200 miles an hour, panels should fly off my car. "14 laps to go in the opening stage as we welcome you back to the Simply Orange 250. And while we were side by side, there was some chatter on the Team Urbane radio between the teammates, including one insane moment that almost led to a collision on the track. 24 is still out front, though. He's been doing a good job with the blocking. Got a little crazy on the blocking there, though, when his teammate came up behind him for a minute. But when you got two cars side by side coming up behind you, it makes it a little harder. And the big one has struck at Daytona coming off of turn 4. Whoever tuned in, you just tuned in at the best time ever if you like crashes in this sport. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We got a big one in the Cup race, we got a big one in the truck race, and we got a big one in the Xfinity Series race. I know, so that way I could actually know, because, like, I rely on who's ever back there to tell me. As it will be Urbane and Fincham on the restart here in just a minute. Oh, I bet you. What's up, Jordan? Green flag. My sister had one of those when she was a little girl, and I knew that he would like something like that. All right, so here we go, Michael. 10 to go in the opening stage. The 24s look perfect. I think it's safe to say the 24 can win this stage, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else is able to get up there and challenge him for it. We have definitely seen the pressure. And look at this ally paint scheme. How can you not? Yes, sir. Technically, well, you want the 5 more than the 4, but I was going to say, technically, if you got the 4, you could join until you get a 5. Because this game was only made for PS4 because PS5 didn't exist yet. If Giants was still making the game, I would say they should have made a PS5 edition and updated it. Current rosters, current everything up to date. Meaning like the next gen cars, you know, new tracks, but keep some of the old tracks too. You know, like if you as we're getting ready to take the green here, if you get the next gen car pack, oh, I don't think so. If you get the next gen car pack, it will like take out the tracks the Cup cars don't race at, or didn't race at in 2022. And I don't know how the heck that happened, but I want that lead back now so bad. Technically, Fincham jumped the restart, so technically he's penalized. So technically, I would be the leader, and these cars behind me would be second and third, because he passed me before the start-finish line. Oh, I just got absolutely freaking junked. I can't pit until the end of the stage. I'm staying out. You know what? I'm technically the leader of this race, so I could do anything I need to. Just I hope the freaking caution doesn't come out. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm technically the leader. If I could stop getting ran over by the 8 dog. Well, no, I'm not the leader anymore. I just got completely obliterated by the 8. Bro, what the heck, man? I hate the freaking lag, dude. I'm like gonna finish 5th in this stage because of the lag. Well, technically 4th, because Fincham has a penalty. Unless if I get a good enough run by the end of this stage to catch up to these guys. All I have to do is get around second place, and the stage is mine, because the 13 has a penalty. Of course, the caution has to come out, bro. Of course, the caution has to come out. I finished 4th on a stage I should have won. That's freaking ridiculous. That's why I hate those freaking cautions. The freaking 13 jumped the restart, and then I got obliterated by the 8 on another restart. I should have just freaking junked the 13 and went to the lead. As here we go for stage 2. Bro, I swear, if you do that again, Fincham, I'm gonna freaking wreck you, dude. I swear. I'm not even kidding. As we got a 29 lap stage 2. If that 8 gets a run on me at the end of the race, I'm freaking obliterating him. I'm gonna do the exact same thing he did to me. Or if he just wrecks good enough, he could technically be out of the race. As we got another big one, this time in stage 2. No, bro, you is not jumping the restart, Jones. I wish that they actually would. Oh, there's a big one back there. I wish that they would implement that rule into the game, to where it makes you stay in your line until you cross the start-finish line and hold your position. So Chad Fincham was penalized at the end of stage 1. So the 8 of Sammy Smith was the stage 1 winner, which really should have been the 24, if you ask me. And we had him with 10 to go, and then he got ran over for a stage win. I'm sure he's not too happy about that, as I wouldn't be if I'm him either. What do you think, Car Trip? Yes, it is, and I mean, talking about running him over too. Like, what do you think this is? The closing laps of the race? It's for a stage win. If he gets away with it, he gets away with it. Who cares? Listen, my advice to the 24: don't let no one disrespect you on that track. You do what you got to do to make sure they don't. Well, in the season opener, he did not win any of the stages. He went on to win the race. He's kind of hoping that he at least wins the race tonight, because it puts him a step closer to the regular season title. You still use your Instagram, right? You still use your Instagram, right? Maybe we should go live after the race while I play some video games with my friend. What'd you say? No, I meant TikTok. We'll go TikTok live after. Dude, I don't understand why these cars are so laggy. You know what? You know what would be kind of cool? Is if during the races we started doing TikTok live as like a in-car camera while we're actually doing the race. But I would like to get a sim racing set up before I do that. If Fincham tries passing me, he's gonna mow the grass. Because after what he did on that last restart, I'm not letting him get the lead back. And also, Fincham, that's not a threat, that's a promise. There's a big difference. No, bro, you is not jumping the frick... Gosh, dang it. Frickin' 11 jumped the restart now. With 14 to go, of course. At least there's plenty of laps to go. This time, if there's a frickin' caution, though, I'm turning him. I'm just gonna turn him. No, bro, you guys are laggy. You do not deserve the win. You don't get to just freaking lag your way to a win, bro. Like, that's not how this works. Yeah, that's cool. No, bro. But yeah, that's cool that he gets to drive the 4. Yeah. I wonder what they're going to do with the 10 and 14, because those numbers haven't been announced for a team yet. Oh yeah, the 10's on front row. That's right. Yeah. The 14 hasn't, though. Oh, it is? Is he full-time? Dude, we need Ty Dillon and good equipment. Like, this might sound like a hot take, but I think if Ty Dillon just had some better equipment, he could be a better driver. Final 10 laps of the stage. Can the 24 hang on to it this time, as you've seen them retake the lead there? It doesn't matter anyway. The 11 of Josh Williams will be penalized for jumping that restart. Yeah. Oh, I caught the wall. You're good, because that just means I can absolutely make sure the 11 doesn't jump, and if he tries to jump, I can obliterate him. Let's just say there might be a little more paint on his car than usual. As we restart again. What'd you say? Jesse Little, I think he still competes. I think it's the truck series that he competes in part-time. Yeah. After 2 winless seasons at JGR. I meant after 2 winless seasons at Junior Motorsports, I don't blame him. Well, partner, this is not the last of Daytona this season for the Xfinity Series. We still got one more trip here. That one, it's going to be more intense than this one, because that is one of the... Caution is out after another wreck, but what we were saying is that race is going to be bigger, because that's going to be down towards the end of the regular season. So there's going to be a lot more drivers are going to be fighting for. Green flag, and you see the 24 tell the 11 no. As that might be the stage win move. As it's 3 wide in the back. That can only end disastrous. Urbane looking to take 2 out of 3 this week, and Hunter McKinnon still searching for that. There's a wreck in the back. And the 24 will win the stage under caution. Thank you. Bro, I cannot wait to get my own place. That way I don't have to worry about waking people up, and I can actually sound like I want to do the job. You know? I want to be able to yell like they do on TV. Well, you didn't go, so I'm going. If the car doesn't go in front of you, you can go. 40 to go. Nope. Oh. Uh-oh. I tried to let off the gas to avoid going around him, but I'm not letting off and risking giving up my good track position if he doesn't go. What the heck? I just caught something invisible back there, dude. I literally just hit something invisible and caused that wreck. Yeah, we'll do a little pace, because we haven't done one in a minute. Anybody in the 1? 91? I don't think so. Alright. The Pistons won, and they're 18-18. They're doing good so far. They're at 500. They went 14-68 a season ago. Maybe this season they could at least do decent. Dude, I swear, if you freaking spin out, dog. 37 to go from Daytona. You see Alex LeBay fighting down that outside. The 24 rattling the cage. He doesn't want to give it up. One of these cars is going to be faster than the other one. Oh, a lot of contact there. And that was all the contact the 24 needed to make to retake the lead. Also, Monday, January 13th, in fact, a week from today, will be the College Football Playoff National Championship. The 2-seed San Jose State Spartans takes on the 7th seed Louisville Cardinals. Both teams have been perfect throughout the postseason, coming off big wins against their opponents. In the semifinals, coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Fox Tube TV. How was that a caution? You literally just brushed the wall. Like that was all you did was brush the wall. And then like, caution, caution, caution. Yep. That's usually how it is. 32 to go. McKinnon looking for his first win, as you mentioned. Urbane looking for another win this season to lock up that regular season title. Now, despite McKinnon not winning, he's in a good spot for the postseason right now. In fact, good wins for the next few weeks should clinch him a spot in the postseason on points. The problem with clinching on points, though, and not having a win is you don't have any momentum. So hopefully, if he doesn't win during the regular season, that's enough momentum for him to win in the postseason. Still plenty of racing to do to determine what happens. But his boss, dominant this season in the Xfinity Series. Yeah, back towards the beginning of the season, they had that photo finish at Richmond. McKinnon almost had enough to beat his boss, but his boss beat him by a bumper at Richmond. Yep. And we're going to have 28 laps to go because guess what? Do I even need to say it? We're probably going to have to pit soon. I'm going to see how many laps to go and how many laps of fuel. 37 laps. 20. Oh, yeah, we got 10 laps of fuel. We're good. Sorry, buddy. As you see, the 24 not making it easy on these guys again. That's how you win at Daytona, blocking. Sometimes you get a little too aggressive. Other times it works perfectly like it did there. McKinnon to the outside, now to the inside. He's getting blocked. These Team Urbane cars have came to race, Michael Cartrip. Nope, as the 24 did catch the apron there. Oh, you can't advance your position. You're going to have to get back up on the track. As soon as I seen that you were down there, I stopped trying to block. $24 to go from the World Center of Racing. I just realized something. We actually ran a lot more green flag in this one than the truck race. I mean, we still had like a lot of cautions, but we ran a lot more laps under green. You got the Daytona King and potentially the Daytona King Jr. right behind him. Or not directly behind him. As how is the 47 up here? A lot of cars have came to race, but not as much as these Team Urbane cars. One of these Team Urbane cars, I have a feeling, is going to win this race. And their contact back there. This 24 has been doing a nice job at blocking. Here comes the 88 back up there, though. Do not count that 88 out yet. This race is not over until it's over. Next week, we head to the corn stalks of Iowa for some short track racing. And if you're Denny Hamlin, you love that kind of racing. Oh, there's a big block there. And that sent the 88 to where? And the 24, there's some contact up here. And the caution is out with 21 laps to go. And they that was crazy. 24 doesn't lose that many positions though. Falls back to third. Oh, now fourth. With 18 to go. I don't have a doubt that he'll be able to find momentum again, though, and get back up there. This 24 and 88 cars, they have been good all night. You just got to stay in the draft and don't make a mistake. That blocked the 24 through really killed what he had. Just looking for some momentum, and he's getting it. He's almost to the back of the 47. To the inside of the 47. There's some contact. 24 gets into third place for a minute. More contact, though. And the 24 gets into third. But that's going to stretch out the lead even more because he made contact with the wall as well. Push if you can, push. So unless if the 24 can find some speed, he's going to have to hope for a caution. As those guys are almost out, as the leader's out to a 2-second lead off of the 24. And all that started because of a block. There it is. There's the caution. '24 does have a little damage on his car. We'll see how it affects him, though. Josh Williams with a stage 2 penalty, currently in the lead. The 24 is not out of this yet. A push from his teammate will help. And there it is. There's a big push from his teammate. And a lot of momentum there. To the high side he goes. There's some contact. He's back into the lead off of turn 4. Radios to Hunter. Thanks, buddy. You just shot me back into the lead. As you hear the Team Urbane communications. And there's going to be a caution. As there's a wreck with... There's going to be 9 laps to go when we restart. Yeah, guys, we're staying out despite the little bit of damage. It's really not affecting us. So, as long as we can stop this... As long as we can stop them from jumping the restart and get out there, there's no doubt that we can win this thing. You see the 24, contact with the 11, and momentum shifts back to the 24 as they shove him back into the lead. We've seen a lot of big wrecks here tonight at Daytona, but we've also seen this guy lead most of the race, and he really wants to hang on and win this thing. As long as we could stay green to the white flag. And, okay, there'll be 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go. Same thing as last restart. Don't let the guy jump the restart. We're going to get back into the lead. We're going to win this thing. I don't. These cars have came to race. Any of them can win it. Urbane back in the lead. With 6 laps to go from Daytona. As long as those guys don't catch me and run me over, I'm golden. 5 to go signal this time, bye. And we're going to restart in overtime again. I expect the AI to jump the restart. Try to jump the restart here. So I'm just going to make sure he doesn't. And I'm going to try to freaking win this thing. If he jumps the restart, it's a DQ. Two laps to go. Oh, thank God. Thank God, thank God, thank God. I had 2 cars try to jump the restart, and I had to throw a block on them. Both. And the 13 doesn't go. 2 laps to go. Can we make it to the white flag? Please don't have a wreck. Are we freaking kidding me right now? I swear, if I freaking lose because the restart was jump, I'm gonna be so freaking mad, bro. Even though they would get DQ'd, I'm still gonna be mad that I didn't finish in, that I technically didn't finish it in first. Are you freaking kidding me, Fincham? I literally just tapped him and he somehow just freaking spun out. So freaking stupid, man. That's why I want to get to the freaking white flag. I just want to get to the white flag so this thing is official. I want to get to this freaking white flag without a caution. So let's hope the AI don't freaking drive like a nut. I just hope I'm the freaking leader and can hang on to it. Will they make it? They come off of turn 4. Through the chute. And the tri-oval. White flag, 1 lap to go, presented by Urbane Woodworking. Finally. And the caution comes out. And you know what that means. Dude, that was going to be crazy if it didn't come out. And thanks. That was freaking going to be crazy if that didn't come out. I was going to have to block cars too wide. And hope for a caution. That's honestly a good night. I got 3rd in the truck race and 1st in the Xfinity and 1st in Cup. I cannot complain about that weekend. Nice run from you as well. Let's stay on it next week. All right, interview time. All right. Yeah. Well, Regan, I thought I was going to need some coffee here for a minute because I thought this race was going to go through the night. Kind of feels good to hold those 2 off and keep those 2 in a must-win situation, you know. Just because we've won and are in the playoffs, we're not going to give up. Our team's not going to give up, and that shows, you know. We got our other driver here who's close to his first win. He's going to have to figure out how to, you know, how to take advantage, of opportunities, regardless if he has to bump into somebody and move them out the way for it, or something like that. But yeah, on long note, shout out to my sponsors, especially Ally Bank. It was cool to get to victory lane. We're 2 for 2 here in Daytona this season. Hopefully 3 for 3 in a couple weeks. Yeah, crazy. I'm pretty sure that's an understatement here, Regan. This was more like the junkyard 250. A lot of cars definitely are not going back to the shop. They got a one-way ticket to the scrapyard, in this race. Um, as far as me and the 8 goes, next week he better watch out after the way he raced me in stage 1. I don't appreciate that, and yeah, if we're near him, there might at least be one caution next weekend, Regan. I'm gonna try to help him the best I can, but if I'm in a situation, where I can go for the win, I've already told him this. I'm not gonna give up an opportunity to go for the win. Now, if it's the second Daytona race or one of the final races of the regular season, then I might help him a little more than right now because there's still plenty of racing to do. Right, we got 11 races to go in the regular season before the playoffs. So there's plenty of time for him to take advantage of opportunities. But yeah, I mean, if it gets down to it, and we have to help him, we will. Right now he's in a good spot, but I really would like him to win a race. So if we can do that and guarantee him a spot, I would much rather have that. Thanks, Regan. All right, so Hunter McKinnon, you finished 4th in that race. What your boss said that crazy was an understatement. Would you agree with that? And your boss did mention that, if there's an opportunity, he'll help you, but he's also not going to ruin a chance if he has a chance to win the race. I'm pretty sure you've heard that one before. Now he did say that when it gets to the final Daytona race, because you got one more here at this track, or one of the final races of the regular season, that he would help you a lot more than he would with 11 to go. What's your opinion on that? Yeah, it's been several good runs for you. You just unfortunately able to find victory lane. You actually missed it by seconds at Richmond during that spring race. That was mentioned in our broadcast. How honestly, man, how do you do it? How do you put a smile on your face and come to the track even if you have a crappy race the last time? How do you do it? Incoming boss. Heck yeah, man. 4th place is what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, there you have it. The 24, 2 for 2 at Daytona this season. And I agree with him. Crazy, and quite an understatement there. As he was mentioned, we'd have 11 races to go in the regular season, including one more Daytona race. What do you think needs to, based off of what we saw here tonight, what do you think the 88 needs to do, or some of these guys that just got BTA'd by the 24 need to do um, to potentially get themselves in a spot to win? Yeah, and like you heard Urban show his frustration there with that 8 car running them all over there in stage one, and he said in fact he better watch out next week at Iowa. What do you do if you're Sammy Smith? You know, you probably don't want to see the 24 in your rearview mirror at all. Yeah. And you know, it could just be one of those things where he's just trying to scare him, you know, but with the 24, it's kind of hard to tell because he's proven over and over again that he will pull the shades of Dale Earnhardt, or not Jr., Dale Earnhardt Sr. if he has to. If you wreck him, he's going to wreck you back. Like, you heard it on the radio that one guy indeed was going to mow the grass if he tried to pass him after racing him the way he did. So, I'm sure Daytona would appreciate that, but I don't think the team would appreciate a junked race car. So maybe you guys should not try to slam the 24 or another car on the track out of your way for a stage one win. That essentially means nothing. I mean, you get points for it if you're in the top 10, but I could understand more if they did that for the race win. That honestly, talking about the blocking between the 24 and 88, sure, there might have been a couple not so good blocks from the 24 on that one. Um, but can we talk about all those good ones he threw? Like, oh my goodness. Like, I wish, and the 24 wasn't happy with the 11 either. But then the 11 got penalized, so then the 24 was more cooler with him. But but yeah, like we said, a couple bad blocks by the 24. But back to the topic, there was a couple bad blocks that shouldn't have been thrown. Like when the 24 came up and kind of like caught the splitter of the 88 and like threw that block. That shouldn't have happened because you could have risked wrecking yourself and others. Um, but the blocks that he threw that were amazing. Like, you know, that's a veteran driver. That's a veteran driver. He knew that as soon as he blocks the high side, the car's going to try to slingshot him to the inside, and he went and slungshot the other car back. That's a veteran driver behind the wheel. That's a wheelman right there. Yep, and like the 24 said, you know, if he's in a scenario like, let's say he's in third place and the 88's in first on a late race restart, you know, he could push him and try to get him as far out as he can, and then hopefully the 88 wins that one. But, you know, if the 24 is on his outside and can't really push him, you know, and has a shot to go for the win, he's going to put that pressure on. If you're the 88, you got to put the equal amount of pressure on. Technically, due to a rule, once you take that white flag, it's all game. Unless if it's an intentional wreck, you can do what it takes to win. So if the 24's ahead by half a car length when they get the white flag after the start finish line, that 88 could easily bump them up into the wall and slow them down and then take the lead, unless if the 24 doesn't get in the wall that hard and slingshots them back to the inside. So it's gonna be a process. It's we got 11 races to go. You know, if you're the 88, you want that first win, but at the same time, more than likely, you're not going to have to worry as you got another good finish tonight. And as long as you keep getting those good finishes, then you're going to be in the playoffs. But obviously, a win guarantees you a spot. That's why he wants that first win so bad. He's done it in the Truck Series. He's won 2 races in the Truck Series. One of those races he shouldn't have even won, but he did. And it's those that count. All right, well, Michael Cartrip, it's been an exciting night, exciting weekend here at the World Center of Racing. We're going to see you in the corn stalks of Iowa. You're going to bring your corn and your little cooker. We can cook here in the booth to celebrate. All right. Well, in that case, we'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching the Simply Orange 250, everybody. And for now, we say so long. Urban gets it done in the Xfinity Series race, takes 2 out of 3 of the weekend.